You, young lady, why are you wicked? Treyo and Chisom froze. Anne blinked, confused. Sorry, ma? Are you talking to me? The woman moved closer, pointing a finger right at Anne's chest. Yes, I'm talking to you. What has your friend done to you? Why do you repay love with evil? People around began staring. Chisom quickly stepped forward. Ma, maybe you are mistaken. The woman ignored her. She didn't even blink. You better ask for forgiveness before it is too late, she warned, before blood and tears follow that gift you sent. Rohan sat at the quiet corner of Sweet Aroma Cafe, bouncing his leg under the table. His heart was racing, the small velvet ring box hidden in his pocket. Today, everything was about to change if the plan worked. The bell above the cafe door jingled. Treasure walked in first, smiling with curiosity. Right behind her came Anne and Chisom. They all looked surprised. Rohan never called for urgent meeting unless it was serious. Rohan, what happened? You're acting like somebody collected your bride price. Treasure joked as she sat. Rohan smiled nervously. Nothing bad, I just need your help. Before they could ask more, the door opened again. Mike walked in, tall, calm, confident. Ron's best man, the kind of guy who didn't talk much, but when he did, people listened. Anne, who was sipping her strawberry milkshake, almost forgot to swallow. Her eyes followed Mike subconsciously. She had seen him before, but today, something felt different, like someone quietly switched on a light inside her chest. Mike greeted casually, pulled a chair and sat beside Rohan. Trial squinted her eyes. Okay, now I'm curious. What is going on? Rohan exhaled and looked at the three girls. I want to propose to Dammy. The table went silent for 1 second. Then Treasure screamed. Anne gasped, hand over her mouth. Chisholm's eyes widened with happiness. Mike just grinned and patted Rohan on the shoulder. Are you serious? Anne asked quietly, a smile already growing on her face. Ran nodded. Yes, and I want it to be a surprise. I want you girls to help me plan it. Treya clapped. Ha! This is going to be sweet. Rohan brought out a small piece of paper. Here is the plan. Rooftop restaurant. Lights, roses. I'll distract her during the day. Mike brings her in the evening, and you three will already be there waiting. Chisom smiled. Perfect. Mike leaned forward, his voice calm. And nobody must hint Dammy. She suspects things easily. Anne nodded slowly, but her eyes kept shifting to Mike when he wasn't looking. She didn't understand why her heart was beating a little faster. Treya noticed and smirked silently. Rohan looked at all of them, his voice soft but serious. So, will you help me? Treya raised her hand dramatically. I'm in. Chisom smiled. Me too. Anne, still looking at Mike, who was smiling, finally said, Yes, we'll make it perfect. Ron breathed out in relief. Mike stretched his hand to the center of the table, to the beginning of something beautiful. They all placed their hands on his, but as their fingers touched in unity, Anne didn't just feel excitement for her friend's proposal, she felt something else. The rooftop glittered softly under fairy lights and white balloons. Treasure was fixing rose pelters in a heart shape on the floor, while Chisom arranged candles around it. Anne stood quietly by the railing, staring at the night city lights, trying to calm her beating heart, not for the proposal, but because Mike would soon be here. Treasure nudged her shoulder. You've been staring into space since. Hope it's not love that is holding you. Anne rolled her eyes. Abeg, leave me. Chisom laughed from behind a pile of flowers. Proposal is contagious, oh. Before Anne could reply, the elevator dinged. Ron stepped out, dressed in a black suit, holding the ring box. His smile was nervous but full of love. Mike followed behind him in a navy blue suit, calm, sharp, effortlessly fine. Anne's breath caught for a second, but she quickly looked away. Wait, you girls did all this? Ran asked, shocked. Treya flipped her hair. Small work for professionals like us. Mike scanned the decorations and nodded. Perfect. As he said that, he glanced at Anne briefly, just one small glance, but her chest did a backflip. Mike's phone beeped. Dammy is on her way. Ran stepped into the middle of the heart made of rose petals. His hand shook slightly. Treasure dimmed the lights. Chisom held her phone to record. Anne quickly stepped back into the shadows, her eyes drifting between Mike and the decorated pathway. Then the door opened. Dammy walked in slowly, confused. The lights, the flowers, soft music, and there, Rohan, already on one knee. She covered her mouth, tears forming. Dammy, Rohan's voice trembled. You are my peace, my answered prayer. Will you marry me? Dammy couldn't speak. She just nodded, crying and laughing at the same time. Yes, yes, Rohan. Everyone clapped. Treya screamed. Chisom wiped her eyes and smiled, truly happy for her friend. Ron slipped the ring on. They hugged tightly. Anne glanced at Mike. He was smiling, quietly proud of his friend. In that soft golden light, Anne whispered in her heart, "What is this I'm feeling?" But she said nothing. She just clapped and hid her heart behind her smile. Treyor's shopping mall smelled like new clothes and vanilla candles. The four friends, Dammy, Treasure, Anne, and Chisom, sat around a glass table in the VIP lounge upstairs. Wedding files, fabric samples, and mock-up invitation cards were scattered everywhere. Treyor flipped open a wedding planner book. First thing first, event planner. I know one. Her name is Madame Fola. She handled my cousin's wedding. Zero stress. You guys should trust me. Chisom nodded. Good. How about colors? Dami smiled. Dreamy. I want something calm but elegant. Maybe emerald green and gold. Treasure clapped. Class. Rich auntie vibes. Anne smiled softly. It looked beautiful on everyone. They went through decorators, photographers, cake flavors, laughing, suggesting, arguing playfully. It felt like friendship, the kind that has roots. Then Dami looked up, serious but gentle. There's something else, she said. The girls paused. Dami played with her engagement ring a little nervously. I've been thinking about who should be my maid of honor. You all are my sisters, so I want one of you. Treya didn't wait. She gasped dramatically. Me! Ah, me. Let me do it now. I've been dreaming of standing beside you since university. Chisom laughed. See this one, oh. Anne smiled, not thinking too deeply. It was just a rule, right? Dami hesitated for a moment, then laughed. Okay. Treasure, you'll be my maid of honor. Treasure jumped from her seat and hugged her. Yes! Maid of honor loading. Chisom clapped for them and smiled too, but her smile didn't reach her eyes. For a second, just one small second, something stung inside her chest. She didn't even know why. Maybe because she expected Dami to choose someone calmer, quieter, someone who understood her silently. But she said nothing. Anne? Dami asked softly, noticing the silence. Anne quickly smiled wider. No, nah, I'm just happy for you. Treya will do great. Treya smiled excited, didn't notice the flicker in Anne's eyes. But Chisom did, and they continued planning the wedding. Anne lay on her bed, staring at the ceiling fan as it spun lazily. Her room was quiet, too quiet. The kind of quiet where the mind becomes loud. Treasure, maid of honor. Well, I should be happy. And at least I'm happy. Well, but somewhere deep inside, a small voice whispered, "Why not you?" Not because she wanted attention, not because she was jealous of Treasure, but because she thought Dami saw her more, understood her more. And she likes Mike so much and she wants to be around him. She blinked away that thought. Then Mike's face flashed in her mind. The way he adjusted Rohan's suit at the proposal, the way he hardly talked, but when he smiled, it stayed in her head longer than it should. She sat up and hugged her pillow tightly. Oh, this is nonsense, she told herself. Focus on your friend's happiness. That's all that matters. So she pushed it aside, buried it deep, smiled the next day like nothing was wrong. The church was filled with soft music, flowers, and whispers of excitement. Dami looked like a dream in her white lace. Her veil rested gently over her glowing face. Treasure, standing proudly as maid of honor, adjusted the bright train with a big smile. Chisom checked the time. Han, bouquet ready? Yeah, Anne said quickly. handing the bouquet. Her dress was a soft gold bridesmaid gown, simple but elegant. She looked beautiful, but her heart felt heavy and calm at the same time. Then Mike walked in with Rohan. Clean haircut, calm confidence. Anne's breath paused, just a little. Mike glanced at her briefly, just one look, soft, unreadable. Their eyes met, then moved away like nothing happened. The church doors opened. Everyone stood. Here comes the bride. Dammy walked down the aisle, smiling through tears. Rowan's eyes glistened with love. Treasure held the bouquet and beamed. Chisom recorded everything with her phone. Anne just stood there, smiling, holding herself together. A perfect wedding, a perfect day. But in one heart, something quiet still whispered. 3 days after the wedding, the house finally felt quiet. No more music, no more guests. Just Rowan and Dammy, husband and wife, lying on the couch, barefoot, tired but happy. Should we start opening the gifts? Dammy asked, her head on Rowan's shoulder. Ron smiled. Yes, let's do it. They moved to the guest room where all the wedding gifts were kept. Mike had helped them carry everything from the car into this room the night after the wedding. Boxes, gifts, bags, envelopes, everything piled beautifully. Dammy laughed. People tried for us, so. Ha! Ran opened the first box. Towel, second one, a blender, the third an envelope with money from Treasure. Chisom's own came with handwritten prayers. Anne's gift was a simple silver photo frame with a picture of four of them smiling. Dammy smiled softly. Anne is so thoughtful. They kept opening. Plates, wine sets, bed sheets, decorations everywhere. Then Ran paused. At the far corner of the room, half hidden under wrapping paper and cartons, sat a small wooden box wrapped in plain brown paper. No ribbon, no card, no name. What's that? Dammy asked. Ran picked it up. It was heavier than it looked. Sat on the tiled floor and slowly unwrapped it. Inside, a small, beautifully carved wooden mortar and pestle. Dark brown, smooth, old but polished. No tag, no message. Who gave this one? Dammy asked, confused. Ran checked inside the box again. Nothing. No name, no card. Dammy held the mortar in her hands. It felt cold. Too cold for wood. She chuckled lightly. Maybe someone forgot to add their name, or what do you think, babe? But it's nice, very traditional. Ran smiled. You and your pounding yam. This one fits you. She laughed and placed it aside, not thinking much. The kitchen smelled of fresh tomatoes, peppers, and fried onions as Dammy stirred the stew gently. The afternoon sun slipped through the curtains, casting soft golden lines across the tiled floor. Rohan walked in, fully dressed for his meeting, car keys in his hands. Babe, I'm heading out now, he said, leaning on the doorframe. Dammy turned with a bright smile. Okay, my love, I'm almost done cooking. And today, I'm finally using that mortar and pestle we found among the gifts. She giggled. Let me see if it will make the stew sweet. Ran chuckled softly. As long as you don't pound me inside. She rolled her eyes playfully. He stepped closer, kissed her forehead gently. Don't miss me too much. I won't, she teased, and Rohan left. 5 minutes later, Dammy wiped her hands, brought out the small mortar and pestle, and placed it on the kitchen counter. It looked ordinary, yet somehow old, like something handmade, smooth but cold. She poured in some fresh peppers and garlic, then began pounding. 30 minutes later, front door opens. Rohan? She blinked in surprise as he entered the kitchen. His face was pale. You are back already. I thought the meeting was, I don't know, he muttered, rubbing his forehead. Halfway there, this serious headache just hit me, like someone was pounding inside my skull. Dammy froze, her hand slowly dropping the pestle. He continued. I had to turn back. I already took painkillers. I'll just rest. She forced a smile. Okay, let me serve your food. Ran went to the bedroom to rest. The house felt peaceful, sunlight slipping through the curtains, soft music playing from the small Bluetooth speaker on the shelf. Dammy and Rohan were both in the kitchen this time, cooking together. Rohan was slicing vegetables, Dammy was washing the rice. They were laughing about something silly. They continued gisting, bumping into each other playfully, stealing small kisses as the steel boiled. Then Dammy turned toward the cupboard. Let me use that mortar and pestle again. The stew tasted too good last time. She set it on the counter, poured in fresh peppers and began pounding. Ran suddenly stopped chopping. He blinked. His hand went to his forehead. Are you okay? Dammy asked. Yeah, just small headache, he mumbled. She kept pounding. Then Rohan dropped the knife. Babe, wait. She paused. What is it? He squeezed his eyes shut. This headache again. Same kind as last time. Like hammer pounding inside my head. Nami frowned and slowly lifted the pestle again. Maybe it's stress, or what do you think? Babe, stop! His voice was sharper now. The pounding echo faded into silence. Ran leaned on the counter, breathing heavy. Sweat lined his forehead even though the kitchen wasn't hot. Within seconds of her stopping, the headache began to ease. My dear listeners, I would throw it away sharp. He looked at her, confused, scared, trying to stay calm. Babe, he whispered. It started the exact minute you began pounding. Just like that day. Dammy felt her heartbeat in her eyes. Her eyes moved slowly to the small mortar and pestle. He just sat there, innocent. But now, he didn't feel innocent at all. Ran took a step back. Please, babe, don't use that thing again. Dammy slowly nodded. 3 months after the wedding, the four friends, Dammy, Treasure, Chisom, and Anne, were seated at their favorite spot in Treasure's mini cafe inside a shopping mall. Smoothies, small chops, and loud laughter filled the air. Mrs. Rohan, Chisom sang dramatically. She have started planning baby names. Treasure teased. Or are you already pregnant? Chisom added, winking. Dammy rolled her eyes, smiling shyly. Una no go rest? Aunt sipped her drink quietly, watching her. Treasure leaned forward. So, how is marriage life? Sweet or sweet? Dammy giggled. It's sweet, Jare. Just that. Something strange keeps happening. The girls leaned in instantly. Dammy lowered her voice. Each time I use one wedding gift, the small mortar and pestle, Ron starts having serious headache. Treasure laughed. I beg, that one is stress. Or maybe younger. Chisom added. Or Una too needs small vacation from work and other activities. Dami shook her head. It's not like that. It has happened twice now. Once, he even came back early from a meeting because of it. And immediately I stopped pounding. Bam! The headache stopped. Anne finally spoke. Maybe it's just coincidence. No. Tammy said softly. 3 months have passed. We've rested enough. This can't be ordinary. They went silent for a moment. Then she asked carefully, do you know who gave me that mortar and pestle? Treasure shook her head. No. Was there no name on it? Chisom frowned. I didn't buy it. Anne looked away briefly. Me neither. Dammy scanned their faces one by one. Treasure snapped the tension with a loud clap. Abeg, forget this scary talk. You and Rohan should just throw that thing away. Just throw it away. Chisom nodded. Exactly. No need to be thinking too much. Anne forced a smile. Yes, just relax. That is all you need. Tammy tried to smile back, but her heart didn't rest. Because as they laughed and changed the topic, one question refused to leave her mind. If nobody bought it, then who did? It was a bright Saturday afternoon. Treasure, Chisom, and Anne had just finished buying foodstuffs and accessories from the market, laughing, eating puff-puff, and talking about Dammy's new married life. Dammy wasn't with them this time. She said she was tired and stayed home. They were walking back towards Treasure's shopping mall when suddenly a middle-aged woman in old Ankara dress blocked their path. Her eyes were sharp, dark. She looked straight at Anne. You, young lady, she said in a deep voice. Why are you wicked? Treya and Chisom froze. Anne blinked, confused. Sorry, Ma, are you talking to me? The woman moved closer, pointing a finger right at Anne's chest. Yes, you. What has your friend done to you? Why do you repay love with evil? People around began staring. Chisom quickly stepped forward. Ma, maybe you are mistaken. The woman ignored her. She didn't even blink. You better ask for forgiveness before it is too late, she warned. Before blood and tears follow that gift you sent. Anne's lip parted in shock. Gifts? What gifts? Her voice wavered. Treasure held Anne's arm. Let's go, let's go, let's go. But the woman said one last thing, her voice low and heavy. When a pestle pounds pain into another's head, it returns to the hands that sent it. Then she walked away like nothing happened. Back at Treyor's shopping mall, the three girls rushed inside, hearts racing. Treyor locked the door. Chisom turned to Anne. Anne, what was that? What did she mean? Anne's voice trembled. I don't know. I don't know what she said. I don't know anything about it. Treyor cut in sharply. Anne, did you send anything to Dammy aside the frame? Did you do something? Anne's hand shook slightly. I just, I was angry. She chose Treyor as her maid of honor. I didn't mean what? Chisom whispered. Anne's eyes filled with tears. It was me, she finally said. I gave the mortar and pestle to her. Treyor gasped. Chisom covered her mouth. You did what? Treyor shouted. Anne's voice cracked. I swear, I didn't know it would harm them. I just wanted her to feel small pain the way I felt. I just want her to be. I just want her to know how much I felt bad. Chisom's eyes widened in fear. Where did you get it from? Anne swallowed hard, and with shaky lips, she whispered, From someone who said it only makes people remember pain." Evening fell quietly over the estate. Treyor and Chisom stood outside Dammy's gate, both nervous. Anne stood behind them, eyes swollen from crying, hands shaking. She had been crying. She barely slept since the encounter with the strange woman. Treyor sighed. Anne, once we go in, no lies. Say everything. Anne nodded weakly. I will. I just pray she forgives me. Chisom pressed the bell. Moments later, Dammy opened the door with a smile. My girls! You didn't even call me before coming. But the smile slowly faded when she saw Anne's red eyes. Dammy, Treya said softly. We need to talk, please. They all sat in the living room. Rohan wasn't home. Dammy looked at them, confused but calm. What's going on? Anne couldn't speak. Her throat was tight. Tears gathered again. Chisom squeezing her hand, whispering, Say it. Anne knelt down. Dammy, I'm so sorry. Dammy blinked. Anne, what are you doing? Anne's tears dropped to the floor. I'm the one who gave you the small metal and pestle. Dammy's face changed. Shock, hurt, and silence. Treya knelt too. Dammy, please listen to her. Anne cried harder. I was angry. I was angry you chose Treasure as your maid of honor. I felt ignored. I didn't want to hurt you or Rohan this much. I swear, I didn't know it would cause this pain. Tammy stood up slowly. Her voice was cold now. So it was you. Anne nodded, shaking. Please just forgive me. If anything happens to Rohan, I can't live with it. Treya and Chisom joined their hands. Tammy, please. She has realized her mistake. Tammy's eyes filled with tears, but her face remained firm. You are my friend, Anne. How could you wish me pain on my happiest day? Anne sobbed louder. I was stupid. I was jealous. I'm sorry. I'll do anything to fix it. Silence lingered. Dammy's tears finally fell. She knelt too. She lifted Anne up. I'm hurt, but I forgive you. Anne broke down completely, hugging her tightly. Thank you, thank you. The room was quiet now. Tears had been shed, hearts had been opened. Dammy held Anne's hands gently, her voice soft but steady. I was hurt, Anne. I was so hurt. But I also know none of us is perfect. If friendship means anything, it means choosing love over pain. Anne sniffed, her voice breaking. Thank you. I don't deserve this forgiveness. Treya and Chisom came closer, wrapping their arms around both of them. No more secrets, Treya whispered. No more jealousy. Chisom added. Dammy nodded. From today, we stay together, in joy, in peace, in everything. Anne wiped her tears, voice trembling but honest. I'll return the mortar and pestle. I'll take it far away from you. I don't want anything to hurt you again. Dammy managed a small smile. Good. Let's end it. At that moment, the front door opened and Rohan stepped in. He paused, surprised to see tears and a group hug in the middle of the living room. What did I miss? He asked, half smiling. Dammy looked at her friends, then at her husband. Nothing we can't fix, she said quietly. Ran walked forward and pulled Dammy into a side hug. Treya, Chisom, and Anne slowly stood, wiping their eyes. Anne faced him bravely. I'm sorry, Rohan. He didn't know what had happened, but he saw the sincerity, the tears, and he simply nodded. It's okay. The girls exchanged small smiles. No shouts, no curses, no more bitterness. Just forgiveness and healing. As evening light slipped through the curtains, the four friends sat together again, not as broken pieces, but as sisters who had walked through jealousy, hurt, and fear, and chose love instead. So, my darlings, we have come to the end of this amazing story. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your time. I really do appreciate. I hope you enjoyed the story. And if you do, please don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel. And don't forget to turn on the notification for this channel. And I would also love to hear your thoughts. Do you think Dammy should forgive Anne? If you were in her shoes, would you have forgiven her? And if you did, would you still keep being friends with her? Tell me how you would have handled the situation in the comments below. So, that means I will see you in the next video. Bye!